and it's Steve Thompson and Randy Mercer. Now, the only reason I just directed this camera right on that odometer, we're driving the 72 Chrysler Newport that I got out of Missouri there last summer. Just got a new paint job put on it. And we are not going to go any further with it. It's a great car. It's going to be a great starter car for somebody. But it is just fixing to turn 30,000 original, no, 28,000 original miles.
There it goes.
So Randy just brought my attention. It was just fixing to turn while we was. Well, it looks like. Did it hit 30,000? I can't see.
She's at 28,000 right now.
28,000. Yeah,
yep.
28,000 miles. And that is original miles. Here we are. We are in the, of course, it's got pollen all over it, but we're not going to gripe, are we? Wintertime's over with.
Yeah, winter's over.
Yeah, the 72 Chrysler Newport. We wanted to keep the original paint on it, but we could not do that because the fella who originally owned this car, which was actually in, oh my God, Arkansas. He was originally in Arkansas, and he had passed away, and his brother-in-law ended up with the car. But it's got a 400 engine in it. Well, we just drove in it. Buzzer works.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the buzzer drives everybody nuts. Hey Randy, look at here. Remember what I was telling about the cup holders in the F-150?
Yeah.
Okay, look at here. There's an ashtray.
Yep.
There's an ashtray.
Yep.
There's ashtray in the back door. Nice. Oh. Okay, and here we are. We're at Seacrest Park as usual. The sun does not do it just, it really is, it's nice. We got new tires on it. It's got a new fuel tank.
New carburetor.
Oh yeah. We actually, because I am absolutely a super fan of originality, I researched and found out the exact carburetor because somebody had put on a different carburetor, which I knew didn't look right because I used to be like nothing but Chrysler back in these days. And, oh, naturally, there's the phone again. Hey, Randy, can you answer that? I'm not going to stop my video. Just wipe it up. Sorry about that, folks.
Hello.
Anyway, that's the real world we live in.
Randy, video.
But anyhow,
Okay.
the painter that laid this paint on this thing, it really is pretty. I actually had to keep the Dewey Ray from Big Spring, Arkansas, because it was just perfect condition. That's the way the car was sold. The chrome on this thing is absolutely just, it's almost impeccable. I mean, really, it's a great car. Now, we wanted to keep it original, but the old lacquer, I didn't want to paint the car. But the guy carried around a dog and it hung out here, and the old lacquer paint was down to, now there was no rust on this car. This car has no Bondo in it per se as far as any rust. I did a video on the undercarriage when I had it over on the rack, checking everything, make sure it was all good. But anyway, because of that, we painted it. Now, everybody knows paint jobs are super, super expensive. A lot of man hours, materials. But here is the original. Did not paint the door jambs, the hinges, or anything like that. This is the original lacquer paint here. Now, this is what drove us nuts, and we planned on having the interior redone. Because the seats over time, they got this vinyl that is not leather, but this cloth has just deteriorated to the point the seats sat great, but when I found out I was going to have to put probably an average of $2,000 to have it really done nice, because the car deserves it. The car is just absolutely deserves it. Now, this has got the 400 big block in it. It absolutely is smooth as silk. There is my temporary, I always believe in having an overflow jug because I don't want antifreeze. I had a dog, I didn't realize we had a piece of machinery leaking antifreeze one time, and she drank that sweet antifreeze, and it was a horrible death, and I still hate it today. I didn't know she wasn't going to get better. But anyway, I'm very careful about it. You can take that out. Whoever buys a car can take that out and put it back. We even had him paint under the hood. There was no rust, but right over where this battery sets, when I say no rust, there was some corrosion type stuff, and so they literally painted under the hood. Randy and I did. We found that new old stock carburetor. That's what I started to say. I jump around all the time. If Randy don't keep track of me, I'm just everywhere. But we found a new old stock carburetor that was over 50 years old, still new in the Mopar box. Cost me a fortune, but that's what I wanted. I wanted the original number and the exact carburetor, and then it paid for itself because, of course, we put a new fuel pump, mechanical fuel pump, changed the oil, checked everything over, put a good set of standard Blue Streak points in it. And I mean, she kicks off. What'd you do? This thing's been setting for 2 days down there, and you pumped her one time and hit the key, and she started right up.
Yep.
And all the gauges worked. The AC compressor, just like a lot of these old cars. Now on this side here, this door, this little chrome trim is starting to pull away. I'm not going to touch it just in case somebody wants to try to do something with that. That's what I say. This is a good car for somebody. The hard part's done. The driving, running, everything like that is done. And I didn't mean to mislead anybody. The clock don't work. Now I might check the fuses, and it might start. With my experience with these old cars, the clocks never work. If they do, it's a gift from God himself. All the lights work. Let me have them keys there for a second, Randy. Thank you. Just kicks off just like that, easy. And you all can see I did not hit the accelerator or nothing. She runs just absolutely perfect. And that buzzer really does work good. Blower fan, well, you can hear it. There we go. Randy fixed that. But this car is, floor pans are perfect. The headliner is actually in really, really good shape. Right here is where the dome light, which is laying back there, but there's two little clips broke off on the plastic dome thing. The fact is, I need to put that in the trunk. That's what actually holds that whole mechanism in there. But somebody can find that. It's just these cars are actually, sometimes it's frustrating. Thanks, Randy. Sometimes it's frustrating on these cars to try to find some of the parts. We're trying to find a couple parts right now that I don't think exist anymore. But
yeah,
like I say,
up under the doors and rockers, everything on it's as solid as can be.
It really is. This car is just phenomenal, and it took us forever to get it out of Missouri because of the bad weather, because we're in Ohio. And finally I told a guy, I says, I will pay you $1,500 if you go get my car. And he managed to, he drove straight through, and we had one day that was halfway safe to drive across there to get it for us. And there is build date of 4/72. And like I say, it's just a heck of a car. Yeah, the trunk. Now, like I said, we had the car painted. We didn't do the jams. We didn't do under the trunk lid. So you're going to see it very honestly, because we've never cleaned this car. There's the spare. Anybody that knows these Chrysler, oh, heck, I forgot there was a extra fuel can in there. These were the original moldings that these cars came out with down the side. I had to make the decision of trying to paint these or have them taken off. I think the car actually looks better with them off, but they're all there if somebody wants to put them back on. All the clips. Of course, remember, these had little studs welded on that got ground off all down the side. Any Chrysler guy's going to know what I'm talking about. But yeah, trunk seal, the seals are all good. It leaks no water, nothing. There's the trunk lip.
Yeah, it's a solid car.
It is. It is. And it's fun to drive, isn't it, Randy?
In our opinion, it looks better without the chrome molding.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we both agreed on that. You call it what you want, slab side, whatever, but the car, yeah, our opinion is we like it better without the moldings. Alrighty. We haven't even vacuumed this thing out yet.
No, we've never touched it.
We haven't even, Randy has not, no, we haven't done anything. Well, the body guy had it for what? I don't know. It was
probably close to 2 months.
Yeah, because he had other work, and I said, don't worry about it, because we don't want to pick it up in the snow and the salt and the garbage anyway.
Until she was completely done.
Yep. You know one thing I haven't done? Well, better check your radio, because I've been worried too much about everything else.
Right
Holy smokes.
On trying to set the odds here of a rematch in the election, which doesn't happen.
Well, I'll be darned. And they're not crackled. They're not crackling.
Yeah, sounds good.
Speakers sound great.
Horn
And the horn works.
Gotta make sure that works.
This is kind of a, I guess, this is actually the first time you and I have been in this car.
Yeah.
Really. The only thing I did was drove it.
It went straight to the painter.
Yeah, it went straight to the painter. We just got it back, and this is that's the first time.
Put the carburetor on it.
Yeah, which was really cool. I'm serious. When I put that Mopar carburetor on there, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have problems. This thing's been sitting over 50 years. Didn't even have to adjust it. Put my vacuum gauge on there, and she was dialed right in right from the factory. You're perfect this way, Randy.
Yeah, this thing runs great. 400.
Yep. 400 with the 727 transmission in it, which is what we had in our Chrysler Cruisers back. Well, in fact, I drove a 72 Plymouth Fury, which was essentially this car, but it had a 440 in it. 400 is awesome.
Yep.
440 is unfreaking believable, especially when you get to high performance.
Yeah, she drives good. Like I said, new tires.
You've never had steering that easy though, have you? I call this pinky steering.
Yeah,
all it does is take your pinky to turn the steering.
And they just float down the road.
Yeah, this is cool. Well, anyway, folks, this thing's going to be on our website the next day or so. Like I said, normally we would do the interior, everything, but the money we've got wrapped in it right now, we want somebody that maybe can't afford a $22,000 car or an $18,000 car. We just decide that being it's not completely original paint and everything, this would be just a great car for somebody to have fun with, because we are all about originality.
Yep.
And we just had no choice. This car deserved fresh paint.
Pretty much everything's done but the interior.
Yep.
And it's would make someone a very dependable car.
Oh yeah, these things are freaking awesome. But anyway, we're back at Thompson Family Motors. Check us out on our website at thompsonfamilymotors.com. Lots of pictures on there. The price will be on there. As I tell people, and I want to remind people, because we just had this problem with a gentleman last week. He wanted our 75 LTD Brown. I said the only way, and the man was several states away, I said, you need to wire the money. We'll send you a buyer's order. You wire the money, and we'll give you time to do that. After that, you know, money never showed up. And there's a lot of people that we deal with, because this isn't our first rodeo, that says they're going to buy something, and they don't, for whatever reason. But the point there is, if you're truly interested in this vehicle, get a hold of me as soon as possible, and we will give you the opportunity to purchase the vehicle. We will not sell anything out from anybody that's serious and actually going to buy it. Isn't that right, Randy?
That's the way it is.
Don't do that with people. Anyway, Steve Thompson, Randy Mercer, and Amy's in there working on videos still. Everyone have a safe and great day. Well, good morning. Here's the bottom side of the 1972 Chrysler Newport. Bushings are still wearing pretty good. This car's got 27,000 miles on it. Came out of Missouri. The floor pans are absolutely perfect. This is Chrysler's factory rust proofing or undercoating underneath. Transmission, no leaks. Subframe perfect. Everything just in super top-notch shape. Of course, got a new gas tank on it. Spring hangers. All this stuff is perfect. This car had absolutely no rust on it. But the old lacquer paint was faded so bad that it just needed a paint job. So, and yeah, it's pretty. But yep, there's the pinch welds down through there. Fuel lines, and I believe it's still got the original shocks on it. I try to leave everything on there to. Unless it's absolutely just bouncing all over the place. But yep, oil pan has obviously over the years where they've changed oil and things. But yeah, lower control arms, everything's really super nice on it. Here's the, I'm going to assume, original radiator. It looks great. The fact is, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't the original exhaust, because it definitely looked like. Nope, I'll take that back. It's had a muffler, because right there's a weld. And right now I've got, probably going to have to get a new muffler put on. She broke loose. Differential's dry. Everything looks fantastic. Anyway, thank you much.